And welcome back to another Souls Day episode. Thanks for joining me, people, and I'm really glad this is going a bit further than I hoped it would. I kinda ran out of steam after recording the first two videos. I was like, people won't watch this. Who would watch some random YouTube uploader who hasn't made a name for himself? But yeah, well, life kinda moves on, and I'm glad that you're with me. And I guess let's get right to it. I did do some exploring in the Undead Berg, and I was sad enough to know that I wasn't actually recording. It really ticked me off, and I'll next time I'll remember to hit the record button and not do something that's silly again. But yeah, I just picked up a few items around the Undead Berg. It's nothing really major, but it's always good to get all the equipment in the game. I guess it's what RPG is all about, getting all the stuff you can, and I guess using it to your advantage. But yeah, I did some stuff, and that's my mistake, and I really do apologize for it. What's happening in this video? This video is pretty much from the Undead Berg bonfire, just near where most people PvP up until after the fight with the Taurus demon and the Black Knight in between. The pickup of the blue tier stone ring. Yeah, blue tier stone ring. That's pretty much what this video is about. So it's pretty short. Actually, it's really short. But in this little time we have together, I would like to talk about something that's interested me a lot, and that's some extra information about the game Dark Souls 2. That's soon, well, not soon, but will be released in March 11 of next year, 2014. And after the Tokyo Game Show that happened this year in 2013, Namco Bandai was, I guess, happy enough to reveal a few more things about Dark Souls 2, which I think, if you haven't heard from many of the big shot uploaders, and by some weird obscure chance that you're hearing this first from me, which I highly doubt it, but thumbs up to you for doing so, might want to know. You could check out their channels. I might link their channels to the description box, and you can check out what they had to say. And generally, yeah, they've got all the info. I'm just adding, no, not adding, but just remembering what they were saying and relaying it back to you. And generally, this info, I guess, was given to the people because there is going to be the multiplayer beta test in October for PlayStation 3 owners. Sadly, I'm a PC gamer. I do all my gaming strictly on the PC with a keyboard and mouse, no controller. So there's no chance in hell I'll get onto that beta test. But I guess other people will, and hopefully other people will upload their videos and comments and points of view on how the game will be. Okay, now, so I guess the first change I would like to talk to you guys about is the, I guess it's part of the PvP aspects, and that's the White Phantoms. All White Phantoms allegedly now have a time limit, and this time limit, I'm not sure what the cause is, but apparently they're different size soapstones now. This is still speculation on my part. It could be real, it could be false. But I guess that different size soapstones, as you have seen in the past, they're trying to implement Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, they're now trying to implement sort of Demon Souls mechanics with the consumables and the standard Dark Souls way of mechanic of the game. Excuse me. So yeah, I guess they're different size soapstone signs, and I guess to balance it out, the soapstone signs would have to be consumables. Otherwise, if they were just too, let's just say, small and large, which means less time and more time, why would you use the small soapstone sign if you have the big one? I don't know, unless you wanted to have a challenge by using the small soapstone sign, and maybe there's a higher reward for using it in terms of maybe souls, who knows. But yeah, so White Phantoms now have a time limit, and the more work they do, i.e. the more monsters they kill more than you, or generally if they are more active than you, their time runs out faster, which is fantastic in my point of view, because I'm really fed up of, let's just say, I invade someone's world, looking for a fight, I guess, looking for some souls, and I find that he's waiting for me there with two summoned helpers who are there indefinitely, and they're flasking and flasking and flasking. Well, they should flask, I guess, because I am in the wrong for invading their world. They were probably just having a jolly cooperation time, and yeah, it's tough fighting 1 against 3. I don't know, maybe excuse me, maybe some people find it challenging, but I find it generally unfair in such a game mechanic of Dark Souls. But it's not impossible, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood against 1 versus 3s. I just like a good old fight, 1v1, maybe 2v2 even, but not 1 against 3. I'm not in for that. So at least now it gives the Red Phantom some control in the situation, whereby he can either duke it out and try survive until the summoned help disappears, and he can then now go in for the owner of the world who he invaded in a 1v1 fight for the souls. That's something good. And even in a PvE situation, or even PvP, now those who summon White Phantoms can solely rely, they have to pull their weight and do their part, as this help will expire, so they have to really cooperate to make the most of it. And I guess this is how newer players who are having times struggling with bosses will get to learn and gain more experience in these fights. And I really do like this change. It's quite amazing. The next thing I would like to talk to you about is how generally the creators of Dark Souls were not happy about the way humanity worked in the first Dark Souls game, because you spent most of your time in holophone, and there was no real penalty to being in holophone besides the fact that you were not human, you didn't look cool, and you can't be invaded, which is actually a bonus in the sense that if you do not want people bothering you, just be hollow. Now that's different in the sense that both hollow and human form players will be invaded, which is a big thumbs up for me. No one is safe, and there are more people online, therefore it would really be good. Of course, if you don't want anyone invading you, the simplest thing you can do is just pull that internet out and play offline. I guess that's still an option. I don't think they'll go balls to the wall multiplayer all the way, or you can't play. I don't think that would be a smart move, but at least we now know all the number of players to invade, the number of worlds has increased, therefore more interaction, and I'm all for more interaction. That's really great for me, and I guess for you guys too. And also the third thing I would like to talk to you about is the death penalty. In Dark Souls 1, dying really didn't punish you that hard, besides losing your souls, of which you could regain them if you're not sloppy enough in doing so and dying again. Also, dying in hollow form had no penalty whatsoever. None at all. Now they're trying to implement something similar to what happens in in Demon Souls. In Demon Souls, when you die in human form, you enter soul form. If you don't know what soul form is you'll be operating as your soul with half HP compared to a human. Therefore, it makes it harder, it punishes you for dying, and makes that level that much more harder. But of course, some players manage to play through this, and with Dark Souls 2 it's something similar. When you die in human form, you go hollow. The more you die in hollow form, you keep on losing a portion of your max HP. Till what minimum? I don't know. Maybe till half your life, or maybe even to 10% of your life. Who knows? I don't know what the minimum will be, but you keep on losing max life bar. Well, thank you. I don't think I have much time left in this video, and well, thanks for joining me, and I'm glad to hear anything you have to say. Goodbye.